So you've heard about this game, Draconis 8. Maybe you know a little bit about it, maybe you know next to nothing, but something about it made you interested enough to, do a search on YouTube for review videos of it, get an idea what it is, and if it would be something for you, and found my video. If that's you, then you have come to the right place. I plan to give you four cons, four pros, basically go over what might put you off of this game, what might make you like it, try to help you decide for yourself, is this a game worth checking out? So I generally find most people just want to know, is this, what would put me off of it first? Because if any of those are on here, the rest doesn't matter. So let's start with that. So we're going to start with these are the things that might make you not want to play it. And we'll start with the biggest one, the one I think that if you're going to not be interested more than anything else, this is probably the deal breaker for you. And that is that the game has some AI in it. There's a whole article on the Kickstarter page for the game where they go over in detail that there is an artist who drew everything and used AI to assist in the process, and they go over different screen captures, I believe. By the way, I'm unaffiliated, so I don't really know what went on behind the scenes, but um, they have pictures of an example of one of the cards and how the artist that they hired for this did that card. So you can see each step of the way. And in that process, they do draw their own drawings, but they also make use of AI to modify their drawings. And you can see that in some of this art. They also have used AI to modify or at least generate some animations for the art. So if either of those things are just a non-starter, if there's any AI involved at all, this is a deal breaker for you. Unfortunately, Draconis 8 is not for you. Again, per their own statement, and they go into great detail since they are aware of people's views on AI, they try to use it as ethically as possible here. They're still paying an artist who still to draw. He's not just putting in prompts. But again, for some people, it doesn't matter. If you use AI, this isn't the game for you. And so you can turn off the video now if that's you. Second, what else might be a deal breaker? This is a slow free-to-play grind game, meaning you can free-to-play a lot of the content with no downsides whatsoever. If we go in here real quick, take a look at the PvP aspect, for instance. 3-pack, this is a mode you can do that costs you nothing. Anyone can do it. They own nothing at all, completely free, play as much as they want, ASIC, real time, and there are rewards involved with doing so. So you can start with nothing and earn whatever you want. There's a good chance that there's some promotion or something whenever you're starting that gives you at least a pack or two. So you may be able to do other modes, although Constructed is really more of the mode for the person who's spending at least some amount of money. But these two are definitely both available, and this one in particular, again, you don't need anything for. You can also do casual matches with people, and there's various stuff you can do against AI, although in the case of the campaign mode, you do need to own at least one pack to take on campaign, but any pack will do for that mode. You don't have to have a large collection. So all of which is to say, you can play this free to play, but the grind to get it is slow. There's ways to earn more packs through playing, and you get more of the currency every day, but it's provided slowly. I plan on doing a video that kind of goes over into more detail, so I won't go over everything here of how you earn currency. But there are some games where you can just like earn a pack a day or a bunch of stuff a day. That's not this game. If you're really good at playing, let's say like that 3-pack mode, really good in tournaments, you can earn lots of currency that way. But only the best of the best are going to be those people. The majority of players are going to have to just grind their way or spend a little bit if they want more content. Again, you can get quite a few amount of hours of this game without spending anything, without even earning anything, and still enjoy it, in my opinion. But it's worth noting because I do know some people want to get that constant dopamine rush. I'm getting new stuff all the time just from playing without spending anything. And at least at the moment, that's not the case. Again, they're adding some more stuff in the future that may improve that, but I wouldn't expect it to ever be something where they're intending for you to just go completely free to play and be constantly getting new stuff. Next up, there's no robust story. So I know not everybody really even cares about story in their card games, but there are some people. Campaign mode is where the story is. And there is a story and campaign mode, but it is super thin. There's some general, here's why you're here, here's what you just accomplished, here's what you accomplished at the end. Um, there's really not too much involved in the story here. So it it gives you something. So there's a tiny bit of world building here, but very tiny. If you're all about the world building and the story, this is not the game for you. It's PvP, at least currently, is more about the gameplay, not about story. Finally, if you're just looking for something super familiar, like a Magic the Gathering clone, like a Hearthstone, Shadowverse, there's so many games in that kind of style where you have a resource to play the card, that you get more resource every turn. They all have a stat or two stats that just 98% of like the card games out there or something variation of that. That's not this. So it's a very unique game, very different. Closest thing is like Triple Triad from Final Fantasy, but it's very different even from that. And I, as you can probably guess if you've checked out the rest of my channel, do love this game a lot. But again, if you're looking for a very specific type of just classic Magic the Gathering style card game, that's not what this is. It's a different kind of trading card game, trying to be more like a hybrid of a tabletop strategic game with a TCG. So just be aware of that. If that's what you're looking for, that's our fourth con. All right, so why might you want to play it? Now that I've got all the bad stuff out of the way. For one thing, it's very low spender friendly. I've already mentioned that the free to play grind is kind of slow, but you can play it free to play. It is viable. And if you do want to spend a little bit, you can get a ton of value for very little. 10 packs, or I mean 30 packs here for $10 is kind of crazy. It means every day you're getting a new pack, and with every pack in this game is a whole deck. Like it requires a lot less cards than your typical TCG, where you need like at least 40 usually, sometimes more, 60 for a deck. That's not the case here. Decks are 8 cards large, as the 8 in Draconis 8 indicates, and so you get up a decent with just a single Magic month here for $10. You can compete and construct it easily, and certainly all the other modes. Um, there are other stuff you can get in here too. I already bought the starter set. I bought it a while ago, so I don't remember exactly how much it was, but I want to say it was relatively cheap. Again, it's been too long, so I do not remember that cost. But there's other ways you can spend as well. There are ways to whale if someone wants to, but you don't need to. And if you really want to go $100, I mean, for few TCGs give you 365 packs for $100. I should also note with these, you can tell they're a subscription sort of thing where you get one per day. If you miss a day, you don't miss the pack. It's 30, the next 30 times you log in, even if those are across a year, you'd still get all 30 as long as you log in 30 times. I think it's a pretty cool system. It's 33 cents per pack. Again, a pack is basically a deck and just unlocks so much in this game to do. As far as a low spender game goes, this one is definitely one of the best I've encountered. Not the best free to play. It's not like a Path of Exile or whatever, but for slow spending, someone who doesn't want to break the bank to compete, I think this is one of the best you'll come across. It also has various other in-game currencies you can earn for playing beyond that you can buy other stuff with. There's lots of stuff going on here for someone who's just trying to play for on a low budget. But there, if you most of what you're chasing, if you are spending, is like alternate arts of like the golds, the animateds, the really unique stat spreads or stuff like that. And the dragons themselves are relatively rare, but again, you get one per pack guaranteed. You can make just about anything you can want with some slight, with just like one magic month, you can do quite a bit. All right, that's number one. Next, number two, easy to learn, difficult to master. I know a lot of games say that, but this one is definitely in that vein. I picked it up crazy fast, but yet there's so much depth to it. And it's a game where there is some luck involved, but it's a very, very skill heavy game where like the best player as skill wise usually wins. Again, there is some luck involved, like any card game, but if you like that sort of thing where you can just pick it up, have fun right away, and it's I should also note fairly quick. Games are very fast compared to most TCGs. Um, get in there, have fun little puzzle type of a gameplay experience, but have to like really think, not just this is the obvious card I play every turn. This game's for you. Um, on that same note, I've kind of touched on it already, but I'll still call it point number 3. Is that it is very unique. There's nothing else like it in the industry. For me, someone who's been playing card games since like Magic the Gathering came out originally, an older player at this point. Um, I've just kind of grown bored of the same old stuff. I mentioned earlier, there's so many Magic the Gathering type clones. They all have their own variations on it, but Hearthstone is a variation of that same Magic the Gathering system. I've played that so many times in so many variations. I've kind of burned out on it. I just don't have as much fun with that as I used to. It's still somewhat fun, but it doesn't spark joy in me anymore. This was the first TCG I played in a long time that did that. It's just so unique, and I love that fact of it. It doesn't play like anything else that I can really point to, and it makes it more interesting. It also means I can play it while playing something else, and it doesn't feel redundant. Finally, point 4. It has both PvP and PvE. So we already kind of touched on your PvP options. We got tournament stuff going on of all different formats. We got lots of different formats you can play. This is where you're just taking 3 packs that you're given randomly, ethereal packs. You don't spend anything, build a deck from it. Each player does it, plays each other. This is a unique format to this game where each player plays with a single pack, taking advantage of the fact that a single pack is a whole deck in this game. It's very unique as well and very fun. And this is more your traditional TCG constructed format, but the game still does that well as well. So we got all that for PvP and a ranked mode and stuff like that. All kinds of ways that, and again, there's prizes and stuff involved. But also, we do have PvE stuff. So you got bots you can just play against in various difficulty settings, setting up however you want. It allows you to test decks, which, for the record, I'm mostly going over the digital aspect of Draconis 8, but this game is planned to soon have a physical element where you can buy physical packs and scan them into the digital game as well. So this is a place you could go in here if you get a pack and actually just test your pack out against some bots, various difficulties. You can try building decks and testing out here. Lots of ways to do that. And there are some, at least initial rewards for this mode. From my understanding, they're building some more bot type of PvE modes that they plan to have in the future with more rewards. I think it's going to be like a weekly challenge that'll change. That doesn't exist yet. But there is also the campaign mode. We touched on it a little earlier, but here in campaign mode, you pick any pack you own and you take it through like a sort of roguelike mode where you earn new stats and new power-ups for your cards. Each win or lose, you get something, and you're trying to make your way to the end against increasingly ridiculous challenges where the board's different, your opponents have different abilities and stuff. You have spells you wouldn't normally have in PvP. They really made this a unique mode that's a ton of fun, and every time you clear it with a new pack, you get a shard, which is the currency toward earning more packs. So you can't quite go infinite because it's only the first clear that gives you one, but you can just keep earning more packs just by playing with the ones you've already gotten, which makes that 30 packs from the I mentioned earlier from the Magic Month go even further because you can convert those through playing the campaign into yet more packs or whatever else you want to spend your currency on. So those are my thoughts on it. Overall, if you can't tell from my time spent on the game and ranks and stuff, I'm enjoying it quite a bit, as you can see from my 1,224 games played, just in ranked alone, not counting everything else. But so for me, it was definitely worth playing. But it's not going to be worth playing for everybody. Everyone has different interests. So I hope this video has helped you get an idea of whether or not it might be applicable for you. If you'd like to see the gameplay, I have a number of videos that kind of go over how to play the game. They're worth checking out. If you're interested to see that kind of stuff, just look at one of the ones, watch me play through a game, and get an idea. Does that look fun? Again, it is free though, so you can also just jump in. If you're intrigued enough at this point, I would say just download the game and give it a go. Maybe play on easy versus the AI and see if you're jiving with it. But either way, thank you for checking this out with me, hearing me ramble a bit on my thoughts on the game, and hopefully I helped you come to your own opinion on it.